Only by the Night is the fourth studio album by American alternative rock band Kings of Leon, released worldwide in September 2008. Writing for the band's fourth album commenced just days after the release of their third, Because of the Times. The album was recorded by producers Angelo, Petraglia and Jacquire King through February 2008 in Nashville's Blackbird studios. Only by the Night experienced commercial success, peaking inside the top 10 of over 10 different countries. The album was certified the best-selling album in Australia, certified 9 times platinum. It also went on to be the highest-selling album of 2008 in Australia, the third best-selling album of 2008 in the UK, winning 2 Brit Awards, and the 18th best-selling album of the 2000s in the UK. Furthermore, 2 singles from the album have found high chartings, Sex on Fire coming in at number 1 in Ireland, the UK, Australia, and on the United States Hot Modern Rock Tracks, and at number 2 in New Zealand. The album's second single You Somebody also charted at number 2 in the UK, and at number 2 in Australia, along with being the band's first top 10 hit in the US. The album was nominated for Best Rock Album at the 51st Grammy Awards, with the song Sex on Fire receiving 2 nominations itself. Sex on Fire came in at number 1 on the Triple J Hottest 100, 2008, with You Somebody number 3, Closer number 24 and Crawl number 70. Production and recording history: in September 2007, lead singer Caleb Followill confirmed to NME that tracks were already being worked on for a fourth album, only a few days after the release of the band's third album, Because of the Times. Recording began in February 2008 in Nashville's Blackbird studios with assistant engineer, Lowell Reynolds. On June 23, 2008, the release date of September 22, 2008 was set, and also the new title was announced. Release: Crawl was released via the band's website as a free download for a short time, although it was not the first proper single. The first single, Sex on Fire, was released on September 15, 2008. The same day, music website Last.fm was the first to make the entire album available for streaming. The music video for Sex on Fire was later made available to stream on their website and YouTube channel. The song You Somebody was announced as the second single, which was released in December 2008. The song was a massive hit in the United States, peaking at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100, and was a hit in the United Kingdom, Australia and several other countries. The third single released from the album was Revelry, released on March 2, 2009. Notion is the fourth single from the album. The video was released on June 1 and the song appeared on radios on June 29. The song has been another success from the group, peaking at number 1 on the Billboard Alternative Songs. In Australia, the song Manhattan was released to radio as the fourth single. The song spent 4 weeks on the singles chart and peaked at number 38 and reached number 2 on the national airplay chart. The song has also had heavy rotation on UK radio stations such as XFM. Another big hit was the album's opening track Closer, which features a very melodic 3-note riff by bass player Jacquire Followill that utilizes a Boss ME50 multi-effects pedal to add a distinctive octave sweep reminiscent of the G-Tech whammy. Reception. Critics. The album was met with positive reviews. Metacritic's average rating settled on a 63/100, counting a drastic range of ratings between North America and UK press. The US online publications Pitchfork Media, Pop Matters and Just Press Play gave the album a 3.8/10, 2/10 and 4/10 respectively, while the album received ratings of 5/5 and 4.5/5 from the UK's The Observer and Virgin Media. Record sales showed it chasing Coldplay's Viva La Vida or Death and All His Friends for the fastest-selling album of the year in Ireland and the UK. Awards and accolades. Only by the Night received a nomination for Best Rock Album at the 51st Grammy Awards, with the single Sex on Fire receiving 2 nominations for Best Rock Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocal and Best Rock Song. Sex on Fire was awarded with a Grammy for Best Rock Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals on February 8. At the 52nd Grammy Awards, the song You Somebody won the Record of the Year, Best Rock Song and the Best Rock Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocal. The album was also awarded 2008 Album of the Year by the UK's Q magazine, as well as Rolling Stone voting it as the 20th best album out of their top 50 best albums of 2008. The album was also awarded Best International Album at the Brit Awards, the Meteors and the Juno Awards. Chart performance and sales. Only by the Night was a massive success in the United Kingdom. At the end of September 2008, the album entered the UK Albums Chart at number 1, with first-week sales of over 220,000 copies. In February 2009, it was announced that Only by the Night is currently the biggest-selling digital album of all time in the UK, surpassing Amy Winehouse's Back to Black. Sales for 2008, in which Only by the Night was the third biggest-selling album of the year, were 1,181,640 and a similar level of 1,078,555 for 2009, when it became the fifth biggest-selling album of the year. It sold a further 340,000 units in 2010 and was placed at number 31 on the year-end chart. As of March 27, 2011, Only by the Night has spent 131 consecutive weeks inside the top 75. In the US, the album debuted at number 5 on the Billboard 200, but fell to 20 the following week. It then dropped as low as 78, but then gradually moved back up the chart. After 48 weeks on the chart, the album managed to outpeak its debut position, climbing to number 4. It has also managed to achieve a tour platinum certification for shipping 2 million copies. In Canada, the album debuted at number 4 on the Canadian Albums Chart, eventually peaking at number 2. In Australia, the album has been certified 9 platinum, selling over 630,000 copies. It re-entered the Australia charts at 43 in September 2010. The album was the highest-selling album of 2008 in Australia. The album has also been a hit in New Zealand, spending over 30 consecutive weeks in the top 10, including 9 non-consecutive weeks at number 1. It finished 2008 as the second highest-selling album and has been certified 5 platinum by RIANZ. In Germany, Only by the Night has spent 104 weeks on the country's albums chart, making it the 50th album to spend 2 years or longer on that chart. Worldwide sales of the album exceed 6.2 million copies, according to a press release by the band. Track listing: all songs written and composed by Kings of Leon. Personnel: Kings of Leon, Caleb Followill vocals, rhythm guitar, Matthew Followill lead guitar, vocals, keyboards on Frontier City, A Notion, Jard Followill bass guitar, vocals, Nathan Followill drums, percussion, vocals, additional personnel, Angelo Petraglia production, keyboards on Revelry, Jacquire King production, keyboards on Use Somebody, Alex Fraser Triangle, Lower Reynolds second engineer, Ken Leviton and Andy Mendelsohn for Vector management. Charts. Certifications. Awards. Release history. References.